Hello and welcome to worshiptutorials.com. My name is Bradford. I have another awesome lesson for you guys today to kind of mix up your playing, whether on acoustic or electric. We all know how to play bar chords and we all hate having to do them every once in a while, especially on acoustic. But they add a good dynamic. They add a different voicing, so when you're playing with other guitarists, you guys aren't playing the exact same thing. And in that way you can get this different sound. There's a different voicing of notes, and they all the same, but they're just higher octaves maybe, or the order in which they appear makes a difference, all this. And so what I like to do a lot, especially just to make things easier on me, is I play chords with an F shape of sorts, and I'll show you what I mean here. Let's say we all know this F shape, and honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I actually used it in a set. I show it to people when I'm doing lessons, just so everybody knows it, but I don't use it. It's a little tricky to get into there in a good, quick manner when you're trying to play in the key of C, I guess, is the biggest reason. But I just don't like it. But what I do like is this stripped down version of the F chord. Now, it doesn't always work. It depends on the style of the song when you do that and you leave that E string open. But what we're going to do here is we're going to stack our fingers like we would in the F chord, minus the barring with the first finger. So on our D string, we're on the 3rd fret. On our G string, we're on the 2nd fret. And on our B string, we're on the 1st fret. And then what we're going to do, and this for some people is a little tricky, and so this may take some time, but we're going to use our thumb and we're going to hit this 1st fret. Alright, so with that sound, this chord hitting all 6 strings, I mean, you're actually unintentionally, but intentionally muting the A string, that's fine. But we hit all 6 strings, it's got this different kind of feel, and that's not what we want. We want to not play that high E string. Alright? And so we have an extra finger, our pinky's available, and so what we're going to do is we're going to hammer on to the G string on the 3rd fret here. Not hitting that E string, my bad. Alright, just like that. And you can use that for an F chord. Now, slide it up a fret. It's now an F sharp chord. Slide it up a fret. It's a G chord, you know, and so on and so forth. And so this may not make sense to you if you don't know your notes on your E string. That's all it is. I spent the time. It was a little bit of a pain to kind of memorize at first for a guy who didn't know music theory. But once I started going with everything, I got to know that knowing the notes on the E and the A string especially are very crucial with chords, and bar chords will make a lot more sense that way as well. Started taking music theory, and that's a whole nother discussion. But with this chord, you can use this to get, now obviously a G chord, it's a lot easier that way, but a different sound. John Mayer does this a lot. That's where I got the idea. This is in repair. He uses it A, G, D over F sharp. So stuff like that. Even on electric I do this a lot. When I'm playing in B, sure, this is easy or that's easy, but this gives it a different sound. Now if you are aware of this will make sense, and maybe this is an aha moment for you, but we can kind of do suspended chords in a keys on the 1 chord and the 5 chord. So in the key of B, we can do a suspended chord with the B, which is the 1, and then the F sharp, which is the 5. So that'll work. Alright, so that's kind of like just like that. Now the E is not going to sound good, so you're playing the 1, 5, F sharp, E. That's just going to take you somewhere you don't want to be. So you want to keep it the 1 chord, the 5 chord, and that's going to give you a little dynamic as well, give you a little something extra. I like it because I can, you know, gives it great little picking, a little different feel, a different style, a different sound. The voicing's a little different when you're up here on a B than it is right here. It's more of an open sounding chord as well, and you can apply it virtually anywhere. Some chords lend themselves to hitting all 6 strings. This B sounds alright with that E string. It depends on what you're going for. An A chord, you of course, because of 5th fret, that A string is the same. It's kind of hard to actually use your thumb and keep it open, but you can. But you do this That doesn't sound half bad. As I've given you the example of the John Mayer song. So there's really no rhyme or reason to where I put this in when I'm playing. I kind of just do it. Sometimes first set I'm playing the B's like this. Second service, when I come back around, I'm playing B's like this because my hands are a little tired. But just wherever it applies, whatever makes sense to you, however it feels good. When you're playing with another guitarist, it's really good as well, as I've mentioned. But that's that, and we'll have some more videos for you soon. So check it out on worshiptutorials.com. Thanks a lot, guys.